Okay, so now that you've listened to my video about our corrupt institutions and corrupt businesses and corrupt models and corrupt everything, and I expect now you're looking at me and saying, okay, what have you got in your back pocket to replace this broken place? I'm going to give you something out of my back pocket. Okay, this is what I expect you to do. I expect you to meditate for at least an hour a day. What does meditate mean? It means you go to a quiet place and maybe you sit on your sit bones in a formal sitting position, or you sit on a wooden chair with a nice back on it, or you go lie down on a couch or on a bed, and you may have a quiet room, or you may play some nice mood music, whatever you like, and I just want you to go and be quiet. Or I want you to go for an hour walk by yourself, because I don't want you talking to other people. And if you're going to bring your smartphone, you can only put it on to mood music, like spa music. I don't want you listening to anything other than spa music. And you go for a walk and you go someplace, maybe, I don't know, someplace nature walk would be good. I mean, if you have to walk around your city blocks, that's fine, but go by yourself, because I don't want you talking. It's a walking meditation. In other words, what you're doing is you are disconnecting from everything that is human. And it might take you 10 minutes of walking before your monkey mind stops throwing the day's events at you. That's fine, but you do this every day for at least an hour a day, and if you can do it more, that's better and better and better. And I want you and all your friends to do this. And why do I say this? Because the more people that meditate, the faster we are going to shift this world by using some incredible technology that you may not be aware of. And it's called the magic of meditation. And by meditating and disconnecting from your intellectual mind, you go into what Dr. Wayne Dyer called the gap. The gap is the empty space between words. Empty space. And when you go into empty space, you let go of all your egoic desires, which keep you locked in the world that we live in. And believe it or not, if you can get yourself into the gap for a good long time, and enough people get themselves into the gap for a good long time, we are going to do what's called a quantum jump, which means we are going to jump out of this cookie reality and we are going to go to a new, beautiful reality. Now, I want you to remember something you learned when you were very small. It was called row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Life is but a dream. So the dream life that is all about... I'm sorry, this stupid radio cut out right in the middle. I started putting advertising on. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You see, you get in the middle of doing your meditation, and if you've got human things like, advertising starts popping in, or talking, other people talking, and it's just like this, this advertising, it comes and it interrupts you, and it stops you from being in the gap. So that's why I don't want you near people, and I don't want you near televisions and anything to do where you're going to get interrupted from your mood music or your quietude. Okay, that is the exact reason, because there are so many human interruptions that want to get in your face and stop you from meditating. Now, back to my point. When you are meditating and in the gap, you change reality. How do you change reality? Because you let go. Letting go is how reality changes for the better. Holding on to everything old and what you were taught is useful is how we get stuck in Keanu Reeves' Matrix. The Matrix movie is not a sci-fi movie. It is a documentary of human life on planet Earth with some, adventure to it. But the idea is, that everyone is walking around and they're so plugged into the stupid world the way it is that nothing changes. So in order to change it, you have to disconnect. And disconnecting, as I say time and again, you have to meditate, which means you have to let go of all the intellectual things that are going on in your mind, all the thoughts, then thinking thoughts, planning, everything human. You have to get out of that. You have to get into the gap for a good long time every single day. And if more and more people will do it, the faster and faster we will get to a quantum jump, where in other words we are changing the current timeline of staying in this matrix forever and ever, and we're going someplace else. Now somebody's always going to want proof is in the pudding. Well, you have to look at non-traditional teachers, okay? Non-traditional teachers. So you have to look at people like Serge Kahili King, whose book Changing Reality is a teaching on how to be a shaman. So anyone who teaches shamanic techniques, magic techniques, Jason Louv of magic.me also says the number one way to learn to do magic is you have to meditate for at least an hour a day, every day. So if you want magic, or you want to be a shaman and change reality, you have to meditate. And we're talking about a huge planet full of people. So the more of us that do this work, that's how it has to happen. Me meditating by myself, I see changes, but it's a huge collective, and one person is not going to shift it. I'm sorry, unless we get like 144,000 Jesus and Buddhas coming to Earth, and then we would see something unbelievable. But it's regular humans like you and me who this is. What is our purpose on Earth? Our purpose on Earth is to change everything, because we've lived on this earth long enough to know that it doesn't work for the average everyday people, and that's what we are. So rather than fighting it, how are you going to fight it? This world is too big. It's too big for individuals to change it on the level of planet Earth. You cannot do it. And it was tried. Joseph Stalin in World War II fought Adolf Hitler. This was the idea of you have a Superman. Some Superman that leads your country against another country to change the society. And look what we had. We had mass murder. So it doesn't work. It's been tried already, so you can strike it off your little list of things to do to go and create an army or something and remove everything that you got. You can't do it. It's been tried. It doesn't work. You have to go with this new technique that I'm giving you. It's very easy, and it's just try it. Just try it. And tell all your friends this is what we're going to do. We're all going to meditate for at least an hour a day. And this is how we're going to shift our reality. Now, if you want other proofs, you can look at certain authors like Graham Hancock, for example, or David Wilcock. Lots of stories about ancient civilizations that just disappeared off the planet. You have to look at some of this oddball stuff that is unexplained. And these are the answers I'm giving you, that these previous civilizations, they shifted right out of here. They just shifted right out of here. And if you look at, these kind of books that talk about the remains of these ancient societies, and you wonder, well, how did they do these things? There's stonework in South America, the stones that it almost looks like you'd have to have like super powerful lasers to cut these stones so precisely so that they would sit on top, one on top of the other, with so tightly that you can't even get your fingernail in between them. And then you're thinking that's like a primitive society. No, these are very advanced societies that were on planet Earth a long time ago. You've been lied to. And I say it in many of my videos. Other people say it too. You have been lied to. The history that you were taught is incorrect. It is a pack of lies. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm off the wall, I admit it. But, you can do the same policy that's not going to work, or you can try something new. I got your technology. It's just an easy thing. Get into the gap. Dr. Wayne Dyer. Meditate.